Most guys are out here throwing compliments like candy, hoping one sticks.
You're so pretty. Wow, you're different. You have such a good vibe.
And then they wonder why she doesn't call back, why she doesn't chase, why she ghosts. Here's the truth. It's not what you're saying. It's who you are when you say it. Women aren't waiting for another line. They're watching your energy, your presence. And most men, they come off needy, hesitant, or worse, trying too hard to impress. That's why this matters. Because there are things you can say, simple things, that hit differently. Not because they're magic words, but because they come from a man who knows who the hell he is. A man who doesn't chase validation. A man who speaks from a place of stillness, not desperation. If you say the right thing with the wrong energy, it falls flat. But if you say the right thing with stoic strength behind it, she feels it. In her chest, in her gut, in her nervous system. This video isn't about manipulation. It's about alignment. It's about speaking to the part of a woman that craves depth, clarity, and presence. Not another boy pretending to be a man. So if you're done playing games, if you're ready to speak in a way that moves her, not impresses her, then stay right here. Because the first thing I'm about to give you, it'll change the way she looks at you forever. 1. I don't need you, but I choose you. Say those words and watch her freeze. Not because you're threatening her, not because you're playing a game, but because you just shattered the illusion most men live under. See, most guys operate like beggars dressed as kings, desperate for affection, trying to barter worth through attention. They offer validation like candy and hope it buys them love. But you say,
I don't need you, but I choose you.
And that makes her stop breathing for half a second. Because for once, here's a man who's not chasing, not auditioning, not looking for someone to complete him. He's whole. And that wholeness, that's terrifyingly attractive. Because let's get real, women are constantly being pursued, complimented, offered false worship. They've seen it all. The clingers, the nice guys, the smooth talkers, the men who fold the second things get tough. But you're something else. You speak from a place of centered silence. You're the man who knows himself, who doesn't need permission to exist. And when you say, I choose you, it doesn't come with an asterisk. It's not conditional. It's not needy. It's presence. And presence is irresistible. When a woman hears that, something ancient flickers awake in her. A craving not for control, but for trust. Because suddenly she realizes you could be anywhere, with anyone, and you're choosing her not because you need to, but because in this moment you want to. That's rare. That's powerful. And no woman, no matter how guarded, forgets the man who made her feel wanted, but not owned. So next time you're tempted to impress her, to convince her, to win her over, don't. Look her in the eye and say, I don't need you, but I choose you. Let the silence that follows say the rest. 2. Tell me something you've never told anyone. These aren't just words. They're a key, a sentence that unlocks the one thing every human, especially every woman, longs for in the dark. To be known. And the moment you say it, everything shifts. Because you're not complimenting her body. You're not asking what she does for a living. You're not trying to impress her with facts about yourself. You're asking for a piece of her truth. And most men never do that. You're giving her permission to drop the mask, to step off the stage, to stop performing. And here's the wild part. She wants to tell you. She wants to be unzipped at the soul, wants someone to care enough to ask about the ghosts she hides behind her eyeliner and sarcasm. But you've got to mean it. This isn't a line. It's a door. When you say, Tell me something you've never told anyone. Your eyes better hold steady. No judgment, no flinch. You become her confessional, and the moment she tells you, you're inside. Not her body, her world. That's intimacy. And intimacy is far rarer than sex. Because here's the twist. When a woman feels emotionally safe, physically connected, and mentally engaged, her resistance melts. Not because she's weak, but because she feels seen. And most of us? We spend our lives screaming to be seen in a whisper. You gave her space. Now she'll crave you. Not just as a man, but as the one place she can finally breathe. Say it softly. Say it with presence. And then, just listen. 3. I'm not here to fix you. I'm here to stand with you. Say this to a woman, and you'll see something flicker behind her eyes. Relief. Because every woman alive has at some point been treated like a problem to be solved. Too emotional, too independent, too much, too little. Most men meet her fire and try to put it out. But you meet her fire and offer your own. You're not afraid of the chaos. You're not there to change her. You're there to hold space. That's what Stoic strength really is. Not cold detachment, not indifference, but presence without panic. When a woman's been through things, heartbreak, betrayal, abandonment, she doesn't need a hero. She needs a witness. Someone who says, I see your pain, and I'm not running. You say, I'm not here to fix you, and you dismantle her defenses. Because suddenly, she doesn't have to be perfect to be loved. And here's the paradox. The moment she feels that kind of safety, that's when she softens. Not because she's submitting, but because she finally feels safe enough to stop surviving. And when a woman lets go of survival, that's when connection, desire, even devotion begin to bloom. So, say the words. I'm not here to fix you. I'm here to stand with you. No woman can resist that. Because deep down, every strong woman still hopes to find a man who won't try to tame her fire, but who will simply sit beside it and keep her warm. 4. You don't have to impress me, just be real. Most men enter a conversation trying to build a pedestal, fast. They compliment her a little too quickly, laugh a little too hard, nod at things they don't believe. They're not connecting, they're performing. But when you say, you don't have to impress me, just be real, you cut through all of that. You tell her, you see her. Not her curated version, not her filtered photos or social mask. You want the unfiltered soul, the messy, weird, imperfect version, the one she usually hides. And here's the twist. She wants to be seen that way. She's tired of trying to be the cool girl, the hot one, the chill one. She's exhausted from being on all the time. But when you say this, calmly, without fanfare, it tells her something rare. You're not fragile. You can handle her truth. You're not going to bolt if her story gets dark. You're not just looking for beauty. You're looking for depth. And women? They crave a man who isn't threatened by emotional gravity, a man who welcomes it. Because when she finally drops the mask and you don't flinch, she remembers you. She feels safe. And safe is sexy. So the next time she seems nervous, giggly, or overly polished, lean in just a little and say, you don't have to impress me, just be real. And wait, what comes next might change everything. 5. You don't scare me. There's something that happens when you say this to a woman, especially the strong ones, the ones with the walls, the ones who've been told they're too much their whole lives. They've heard it all. You're intense. You're intimidating. You're difficult. But when you look at her and say, you don't scare me, the armor cracks, not because you're challenging her, but because you're embracing her power. You're not shrinking under her strength. You're standing calmly inside it. That's Stoicism. Not resistance, not control, but grounded, unshakable presence. She's used to being the alpha in the room. She's used to breaking men without meaning to. But you're not fazed. You're not insecure. You don't need to compete. You simply say, "You don't scare me." And it opens a door inside her. It tells her she can stop testing you. She can stop holding back. Because finally, she's found someone who sees the storm, walks into it, and says, "I've survived worse." That energy, unshakable, unstoppable, unforgettable. And in that moment, she stops trying to be dominant or perfect. She just lets herself feel, and no woman resists the man who sees her fire and doesn't blink. If this resonated with you, if you're the kind of man who wants to be stronger, wiser, more grounded, then don't disappear. Hit that subscribe button, because the world doesn't need more surface-level advice. It needs men who go deep, who speak with soul, who live with fire in the belly and stillness in the bones. And that's what we do here. Welcome to the quiet revolution. Welcome to Stoicism.